Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleeds podcast. I am Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
You look surprised.
Because I just remembered something we're gonna have to mention that we didn't talk about yet.
Yeah.
And that is, let's just start with it. That is Dearly Departed.
Oh, another one.
Can you see it up there? Oh yeah.
Did we miss?
It's our
Did
that's
we
the
miss? Did we miss Mays?
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was last week.
That's right.
Yeah. So from the picture, all three
Our fit are
three
all
have,
gone now. Yep, yep,
have departed.
yep. Right here next to my thumb, Mr. Roberto Clemente, Hammer and Hank Aaron. And now dearly departed Willie Mays. Willie Mays, so five tool guy, right? Lost 2 years to the military.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Williams lost, what was it, 5 years to the military? Think about what those guys would have done
Oh my God.
with that. I mean, Willie Mays lost 2 of his prime years to the military. He hit 661 home runs. Let's just say he hits 30 in each of those, right? He's at what is that? 720. He's at the record, right? He might be the greatest run hitter of all time before Hammer and Hank Aaron took it over.
Yeah.
And then a guy like Ted Williams, same thing. He missed 5 years of his prime. God knows what he would have done in
Mhm.
those years. But Willie Mays, obviously that catch in the World Series was unbelievable. But when you talk about just straight up the best all around baseball players of all time, like Hank Aaron just had just numbers forever,
Mhm.
right? But never like blew anything. Like there was never crazy looking numbers in there. Willie Mays didn't just hit for average, didn't just hit for power, was one of the fastest human beings in the game, best defender in the game at the time, 24 years, 24 All-Star games. That's insane.
Yeah.
Uh, like that, I compare him to me. There's only one other player like him, and it's Ken Griffey Jr. I don't know anybody else that just. I mean, up until Ken Griffey Jr. came to the Reds, he was a career 300 hitter.
Yeah. Yep. And he had his first year with the Reds, he hit 40 home runs or
Yeah,
whatever, and then after that, everything
yeah. He
went down.
literally tore his hamstring off of the bone. They had to take a screw and screw his hamstring back into his bone.
What kind of screw you think they use for that?
I'm gonna go. Do you think it's titanium or do you think it's stainless?
I was thinking like,
I think it's titanium.
is it a deck screw? Is it
No,
a no
no,
deck screw?
no. It's definitely not a drywall screw. I mean, it could be a deck screw, but that's usually got a coating on it.
Yeah.
I would think that unless you're going with a true like stainless steel. Otherwise, if you don't use the stainless titanium, something like that, it's gonna rust in your body.
Yeah, I guess that could be trouble.
I mean, there is oxygen that is hitting it through the blood, right? There's oxygen in
Suppose
your
so.
blood. So it's got to have oxygen in order to start the rust process. So there's oxygen in. I wouldn't take a chance.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
I think you're
I
right.
don't know that I'd go with a regular old deck screw.
Yeah.
It's got to be stainless.
If you're, but if you're out of stainless, next is,
You can go
all
galvanized.
you could go galvanized. Yeah. Is there a galvanized deck screw?
The problem there is, but you got, I mean, if you chip the head on it, it's mostly nails usually, but if you chip the head on it, you're in trouble, bud. That's
Okay.
that's gonna show. It's gonna take some of the galvanized away, show expose the regular metal. Now it's rusting. So be careful when you're screwing that thing in.
Yeah, yeah, and you want to make sure you have the right size drill too, because you strip that
Uh,
thing's not coming back out in case you need it to.
it'll never come out, and it's never gonna be tight enough. So the
Right.
hamstring's just gonna be floating around in there,
It's just gonna be floating. It's a floating hamstring.
floating hamstring. It's the
Mm.
last thing you need.
R.I.P. Willie Mays.
R.I.P. Willie Mays, man. What an incredible player. I'm gonna tell you, maybe I always say Hammer and Hank Aaron might be one of the most underrated
Oh, yeah.
baseball players of all time.
Okay.
Willie Mays might be right there with him.
Think so?
Willie Mays was probably better than Hank Aaron.
Hmm.
I think that I don't think maybe. I think he was better than Hank Aaron.
Okay. Okay.
I think Willie Mays is on my Mount Rushmore.
I Rushmore baseball players.
Yeah, I got Junior.
Mhm.
I got uh got to have the Babe on there because he did some crazy things.
Okay.
Uh Mays
Mhm.
and I gotta go Lou Gehrig's my guy. So
Nice.
I gotta
Love
go
Lou Gehrig.
Grandpa Lou.
Yeah.
Right. But once again, Lou could hit for average. He could play defense a little bit at first base. Um, he could hit for average and power, but just he's slow as molasses.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Just didn't have all of it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ken Griffey Jr. was the greatest. There's been some amazing fielders, great center fielders that have come through, but nobody has been able to put together the power and the average and the
Mhm.
speed on the base paths like somebody like Junior or Mays.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Um, man, how close is Ricky Henderson to that?
No. To what?
Just tools, just talking tools.
He's a four tool player. I mean, he was
No arm, I guess,
he
maybe.
had a power, he had a ton of power for a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
But I mean, he played forever and I don't think he had 500 home runs. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
played for 50 years. I mean, I wonder how many, I'll check and look, but I would say that when it comes to the tools, yeah, sure, he's a phenomenal center fielder. He was a great, and I don't even know if he played center field all the time. Was he center and left, all
I
center?
can't remember.
Um, Obviously, hit for average, speed on the base paths.
Was he fast? Was he
I would call him quick.
okay?
I don't know that I would
There's a
say Ricky
difference.
was fast. I
There's a
think Ricky
difference.
was quick.
Yeah.
And that so there's people that are fast and there's people that are quick.
Uh-huh.
And then every once in a while, this crazy blend comes together and you get Ricky Henderson that might be the quickest human being alive, gets the best jump of anyone ever, and also is incredibly fast.
Oof. I just heard, I've heard it 1,000 times, but I just recently heard Harold Reynolds tell the story of one year Ricky Henderson got hurt, and so Harold Reynolds ended up with the stolen base title that year, and he ended up with like 60 or something like that.
It's a lot.
And Ricky Henderson called him at the end of the year
Oh yeah.
and said uh something like, Harold Henderson, you ought to be ashamed. he said he said he said Ricky had 60 at the break, and he hung up.
He had 297 career home runs. So
Yeah.
when you play for holy cow, he played for a lot of years. 25 years and you have 297 home runs. Sorry, that's not a
Well,
five tool player.
that's a little over 10 a year, I guess.
But the stolen bases though, Ricky Henderson, 33, 100. So these are league leading years, okay? Led the league with 100. The next year in 81, was that a strike shortened year? He played 108 games. I don't know.
Hmm.
Led the league with 56 stolen bases.
Oh wow.
130, 108, 66, 80, 87, 93, 77. There's a couple little ones in here. 65, 58. I mean, gee, my knees, dude.
130.
130 stolen bases. He was caught stealing. Guess how many times he was caught stealing that year?
I'm gonna say 10.
10. It's over that. It's over that. So like this dude, I'll just tell you this. He tried to steal a base 172 times.
Yeah. 42.
130 for 172. That
Wow.
is insane.
I want to know if there's of the 42, if there's a catcher that got him the most. That kind of
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
had a
You know what I want? Okay, here we
jump on
go.
Ricky.
How many years did Ricky Henderson? Because Ricky Henderson led the league in runs scored quite a few times
Oh yeah.
too. How many?
All-time leader still, right?
Did he? It was Pete Rose. Did he take Pete Rose over on
Yeah.
that one? Okay.
Ricky's got the record.
Ricky's got that record. How many years did he have more stolen bases than runs scored? Like that's stupid, right? Nobody does that. Just in his just here, just
That's got to be 2.
I mean, his second year, he had 111 runs and 100 stolen bases. In 1982, 119 runs, 130 stolen bases.
There's one.
1983, 105 runs scored, 108 stolen
Oh,
bases. That's, hold on, there's another one in here. I thought I saw another one. There's some that are really, really close. That might be here. Yeah, that might be the last one. Yeah. So three times. Three times he had more stolen bases than he did. That's just insane, dude. That is so stupid.
that is really crazy.
God, he stole 108 bases and got thrown out 19 times.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Crazy. The next year stole 66, got thrown out 18 times. He stole 42 more bases the year before and only got thrown out one more time.
You want baseball reference?
Yeah.
How old is he?
How old is Ricky Henderson now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play. How old is Ricky Henderson?
Okay. I'm gonna say 61.
Over.
I'm over at 61.
No.
Oh,
wait.
it's over.
It's
61.
over. Yeah. Oh no. Wait. Okay. So 61 is under.
Okay.
Right. So 61 is too low.
I'm gonna say 63.
Under. No, I feel like I should be telling you it's over. His actual number is over it. What do I say in that case?
Should you say higher or lower, maybe?
What am I saying? Am I saying you need to go higher or you need to go lower? Or am I saying
The number is higher or lower.
okay?
So 63.
I'm still confused. You're too low. How about that?
I'm too low. There we go. We can do that. 66.
You're too high.
Oh, 65.
65.
Okay.
65 years old. Ricky Henderson.
All right. Just retired 3 years ago.
He is 65 and a half. Almost to the day, 184 days.
Happy half birthday.
Yeah, almost to the day, 65 and a half.
Henderson.
There you
go. The only guy I've ever heard of that truly not trying to be funny spoke all the time in third person.
Third person. Oh yeah, absolutely. Just how he did it.
That's a real person that does that.
not a character on Saturday Night Live. All right. Oh, I wonder if Ricky Henderson's ever been on Saturday Night Live.
No way.
Why not?
He doesn't seem like he has a sense of humor.
You might be right.
Can you imagine him?
Do you remember when he was like 45 years old, 46, 47, something like that, and he's in like an independent league and he can't figure out why no one wants him? They won't even give him he was like upset. I remember him on Sports Center, like he was pissed off because he couldn't get a chance. He's like, I'd be your best leadoff hitter in baseball right now. I'm 50 years old. And it was like, Ricky, come on, bud.
Richard.
It's too much, dude. Too much.
All right. I would like to stay with baseball for a moment because I want to know how your team's doing. First of all, let me apologize because we did not do the podcast last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to set aside some extra time to do some homework.
Mm-hmm.
Got it done. Fresh week now. We're back. And so it's been 2 weeks really that we haven't had a baseball update from your team. What's going on?
Yeah, it was a tough weekend this weekend. Tough weekend. Played in a tournament that we were one of the better teams in. 1-1 in pool play, which isn't bad. That's fine.
Sure.
Got the 5 seed out of 14 teams. Got the 5 seed. Didn't give up a lot of runs, even though one game we gave up way more than we should have. A lot of walks, a lot of errors. Sunday comes around, first inning, our catcher gets trucked. I'm talking 2 hands to the grill, trucked.
Wow.
Yeah. Held on to the ball. Doesn't matter. The kid's out and is ejected immediately. The umpire was trying not to eject the kid. And I was like, you have to, because I don't know if it was malicious. I said he went in with 2 arms, and pushed him with 2 hands. Doesn't matter if it's malicious. You have to at least try to avoid it. You may not have to slide, but you have to try to avoid contact.
What's
at our age?
Sorry, real quick. What's the rule on blocking the plate?
It's regular blocking the plate rules, but the catcher was in front of home. Okay. He actually popped up, tried to throw a snap throw back at third. Kid was on third. Snap throw third. It tipped off the third baseman's glove, went like 5 feet behind him. Kid took off home. He jumped in front of the plate. Ball comes, he catches it, moves a half a step and gets trucked. So the kid never slid. He had plenty of time to slide, had plenty of time to to maneuver around to try to um, get out of the way.
Okay.
It's definitely not blocking the plate in any way, shape, or form.
Gotcha.
Um, however, however, I we got him. He was eventually ejected from the game, and yeah, we went up big. We were up big. We were up like 7 or 8. 9 errors in 8 walks in that game. Pass ball to win the game. They had a man on third, pass ball. They walked us off on a pass ball.
That's tough.
Yeah. Put a catcher in the last inning to catch our fastest pitcher. He's never caught him before. He's only been catching for like 2 weeks now. And it was a bad move on my part. I made a mistake, but we never should have been in that situation. But I trusted the kid beyond the plate. He had done amazing the last 2 games he had caught. He'd been great.
Very good.
So
That's not the kid that got run over.
trucked. No, I took him. He caught the rest of the game, but I took him out to go play shortstop.
Okay.
Put my shortstop into pitch, move this kid into catch.
I see.
And
Let me ask you, after that game, 9 errors, 8 walks. What is we talked about early in the year, we talked about the kids' emotions, managing those, losing some of the kids sometimes because they're just so, everybody hates losing. And
the
when you
catcher,
don't play
my
well,
catcher was bawling his eyes out because he said he let the team, like he felt like he lost the game.
Okay.
Understandable. Not bawling his eyes out, but he was crying and he kept saying, "I suck. I don't want to catch anymore." And he's just upset. So we lost because of me. He said that like 3 or 4 times.
and
Gave him a big old hug.
obviously, yeah, that's
Gave him a big old hug. Pat him on the back. Said, "No, dude, you're good." However, the rest of the kids, they were upset. Don't get me wrong. They were pissed. No gloves being thrown. No pissed off, moping, no crying outside of the one. And, it was definitely, we sat down and it was quiet. And it was a tough conversation after the game. It was a tough one for all of us. But yeah, but it was a lot better.
And I feel like we talked about that's the most important part.
100%. Yep. Figuring out that they're maturing, they're understanding what it is. Trust me, it was a bad car ride. It was an hour and 10-minute car ride home for all the kids. So that's not a lot of fun. But yeah, it's it's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
So there we are. That's how the weekend ended now. That was a wood bat tournament, playing on all turf. That Sunday morning, it was raining, and you still play because it's turf, and the turf is slippery. We're on a big mound. My pitchers don't have turf shoes. We got all cleats. Nobody's got turf shoes. A lot of trouble on the mound, like a lot of slipping down the mound because when they step down, when you got molded cleats and it's wet turf, you're just sliding. You're not catching. There's nothing there to catch it. You got 5 little prongs to try to catch it, right? It's not like the mound isn't like the turf. The turf's got that crumbled up tires and all that in it, right? So it's got some give, so you can stick your foot in the ground and move with your cleats. The turf is a box, right, with turf on it. There's no stuff underneath it for you to really dig into.
Oh,
does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah. The mound is. So what is under the turf?
Under the turf is that like crushed up tire stuff.
I mean, but the mound is different, right?
The mound is built. It's a built mound, and it's just, I don't know if it's plywood or what it is, but it's just hard. And then it's just like AstroTurf on top of it, not that good field turf.
Yeah.
So had some trouble. I brought one kid in. Right, we're struggling. Bring a kid in. He only threw to one batter. 4 straight. He goes to warm up and can't throw a strike. He's sliding down the mound. It's freaking him out. He doesn't know what to do. I took my towel like I was drinking off the mound, just trying to get in his head. Like, come on, man. Everybody else has been able to stop themselves eventually. They found it. They found their footing. They figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it. He threw 4 pitches. All 4 of them hit the backstop. And I walked right back out and took him out. Never done that before in my life. Hit through to one batter, I took him right out.
Was he embarrassed?
No, I believe,
Okay.
and this is one of the kids that has the most issues with breaking down. And like he'll break down after he takes a pitch. Like it's rough, but he's the youngest kid on the team.
Okay.
He's very in his own head. He wants to be great. He's on the mound warming up. I'm like, bud, you may not have it today. I'm just letting you know that if you come out and you can't throw a strike, I got to take you out. So he's like, I understand. Okay. I walk right out there. He's like, I can't throw on this mound. And I took the ball from him. I was like, it's okay, buddy. You're good. So yeah, there's growth all around, brother. We got growth all around.
Good, man.
Now this weekend,
Really good.
it's time to screw the growth and let's go win a damn tournament. Second place isn't good enough anymore. I'm ready to win a tournament. Now, if the big part is the growth here. If we play defense, there's not a team in this tournament that can beat us.
Excellent.
But we have to play defense. And we just came off a wood bat tournament. I think that's big for the kids. They've been swinging wood bats for 2 full weeks now.
They've been feeling the bat in their hand.
Yeah, I know what they're doing with it.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. So, I mean, you guys still have another month to play, yes?
Yeah, so we play this wood bat tournament. And how's that work? I think we have 1 weekend off. And then we go to Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, so we've got this weekend, which is the 29th and 30th. We're off. Oh, shoot.
The whole 4th of July weekend?
Yeah. I guess 5th and 6th, right? We don't play the 6th and 7th, but the tournament starts on the 9th on Tuesday. Okay. So we don't really, I mean, yeah, I guess you get a weekend off, but we start playing on that Tuesday, the next Tuesday. So yeah, we're right back at it. And that makes me say, do we even practice the week before? After this tournament, I got to have one practice because Tuesday is probably going to be my end of year grill out, kids have fun now, and then let's have some fun, and now we'll go to you take it. So of a 2.5 hour practice or a 2 hour practice, be a 2 hour practice. Of a 2 hour practice, I'll take an hour in practice and then an hour having some fun.
Good. That's good. And then you got the tournament in Charleston, and then you're finished.
And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll be in
less time than I thought.
So that the 8th through the 12th, I'll be in South Carolina. So that week I'll be in South Carolina.
Okay. All right. So then I come down to South Carolina and we do the podcast.
100%. If you want to do that, dude, I'm totally in. You got any vacation days? You got to have some extra vacation days.
Tons of
I was say because you haven't been doing anything for flying to Charleston. I'll come pick you up.
Take an Uber.
Got a place to stay. I mean, it's a hotel room with 2
Matter of fact, I'll call up C Mac and we'll stay at his house.
Oh yeah,
He's
absolutely. He's in Charleston now.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it in with Coach Mac.
Hey.
Let's make it happen. Maybe. Oh my gosh, can we practice? Can we get a practice day in on the College of Charleston's baseball field?
That would be cool.
Can you hook me up?
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
Look, listen.
I'll give him a call.
You can't call Chris Mack, but you can call Chris Mack's friend.
Yeah, that is true. I was just with him earlier today.
A Xavier season ticket holder, coming from a former basketball coach in yourself,
yeah,
who coached with his friend.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
I've met him and played basketball with him.
I know,
twice.
St. Teresa. Yeah.
I doubt he would remember me, but
you have a very memorable face.
And went to, I don't know about that, and went to one of his clinics.
And
ago,
a couple practices. Didn't you do a couple practices with the team?
Yeah. I went to a couple practices too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, listen, he doesn't need to know you. Right? You're just a phone call to get the thing started.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Man, that'd be cool.
Let's make it happen.
That'd be cool. All right. We'll work on it.
All right. Sounds good. Can I tell you, if I was in your seat right now, I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. I'll try to make that happen. Yeah.
Nope, it's a guarantee. You might as well put it in your calendar.
Put it in your calendar. Boy, you just tell me the day you want to practice.
Yep. Not a problem.
Zero chance. So I think the tournament is the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Maybe it's 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah.
Okay.
So 4-day tournament. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we check out Saturday.
Okay, you're playing and coming back. There's no extra stuff after that. You're
No,
not hanging
some of the
out for a
teams
while.
going down a little early and gonna do some beach stuff early.
Mhm.
We got a lot of vacation stuff going on this year, so we're not doing any. If anything, maybe we go down Sunday. We may go down a day ahead of time, but nothing. No,
Gotcha.
no.
Um, so my brother and his family just went down for my niece's dance competition in South Carolina as well.
Okay, okay.
While they were down there, uh,
You hooked him up with Chris Mack,
I hooked them up with Chris Mack.
the
No,
dance team. Did
they
you
were
get him?
in,
Did you get her to get a dance practice with the dance team?
no, I think they were in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay.
I think so. But they have a dog who's like at least 10,
Hmm.
basically on his deathbed. I mean, who's at least 10, you know.
I'm so glad we got the transfer in on this. Well done. He's at least 10. It's if
Which
I'm
is
not mistaken, this is one of those cockerdoodle, padoodle, snoodle things that
it's some
don't have
kind of
any kind
oodle.
of hair. Like their hair is less dandruffy than others. That's why people get them.
He
They're called, no, seriously, they're,
it has my dad's hair.
yes, 100%
It's
it does.
bouncy,
Yeah,
it's white.
thick. It's no, but they're called what is it when you're allergic? Allergy,
Oh, is it
anti-allergy. Yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be the kind of dog they have,
aller
whatever kind of padoodle
something
thing.
allergenic?
Yeah, hypoallergenic
Hypoallergenic.
dog. There you go. We can
Uh,
work on this together. We'll
yeah, that's
figure
right.
it out.
That's right. It's a team. Um, I don't know if that. Yeah, I guess sure.
I'm pretty sure. I've
Okay.
seen Jack a couple times.
The good thing
Can we
is
say his name on the air? We're not. I don't know. Is
we're
that,
let's bleep it.
yeah,
All right.
that's all right. We got the 7 second delay.
Let's bleep it.
Okay.
So,
So
yes.
you got your nephew Jack.
My dad had him for a couple days. Then I took him for a couple days, and
What was your dad doing that he had to hand the dog off?
none of us want to do it.
Okay, sure.
So
I was just making sure that we were on the same page.
none of us want to do it, but it's my brother and it's his son, so we're gonna do it. You know.
It's his son. You said it's his son.
Well, it's my dad's son. We're doing it for my dad's
Oh,
son for my brother.
I thought you meant like the dog was his son. So
No,
you know,
no,
I gotta like nobody likes the dog.
no.
Nobody likes the son, but we gotta take him.
Yeah. Yeah, my nephew Jack was stayed with me for a couple days. And that's the first time, I dog sat my ex's dog a couple of times,
Uh-huh.
and that went
Even
that,
after
that
you
went
guys
ahead.
were exes, really weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing in the world.
Only
Hey,
when we were exes.
that's that. No, you had him once.
Did I have him once?
Yeah, yeah. She
Okay.
was on some trip with sister, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, yes, so I've dog sat a couple of times, reluctantly, and so I got Jack for the first time at my house. And yeah, he doesn't whatever you were talking about with the hair thing, he either doesn't shed or you can't really
It's
see it or it's
yeah,
not
and the
much.
dander. Not so. The big thing that you're not really allergic to a dog's hair.
Hmm.
You're allergic to their dander,
Oh,
right?
gross.
Yeah,
Use
super.
get some head and shoulders, man.
Yeah, for real. Maybe that's all you got to do is just go head and shoulders on them and have less
Get
dander.
some Selsun Blue in your life.
So, but that's what it is. They have less of the dander, which also they don't shed as much either.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right. Which is good. If you can get a dog like that, get one.
I've got two.
You got two of the your dog's shed. Four.
I have one dog legit right now. You can brush her and she walks away and comes back and hair's flying off of her. It's insane. There are like we have two. Got it.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. We have two stupid bug flying around my face. We have two what do you call those little things that move around and sweep? The robot.
Oh, robot eye
Yeah,
rover or
little,
whatever.
yeah, whatever it is. A Roomba.
Roomba.
We have two Roombas, one upstairs and one downstairs. Have to empty it twice a day.
Yeah.
It fills up twice a day, and my wife vacuums every single day.
That's what you said.
Bro, every single day she vacuums
That's
and
what
has
they
to
are.
empty the Roomba out twice a day. That's how much hair during the summer that dog lets go of.
Ah,
And you'll walk upstairs and you'll start looking around now, and you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, there's hair all over here. It's been swept 2 to 3 times already today.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, you got hypoallergenic Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Again, Adam with a dog. We all know how that goes. How many days did you have Jackalus?
Picked him up on I picked Jack Nicholas up on Friday, dropped him off on Sunday.
Okay, so you had him Friday night, Saturday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday. How long Sunday?
Uh until about I think I dropped him off around 9
PM?
8:30 9 p.m. Yep.
Oh, so all day Sunday.
All most of the day
So
Sunday.
3 days, 2 nights. He's 10 years old. You mentioned maybe on his deathbed.
Yeah, I mean 70. He's 70.
So if he's 70 years, so tell me, that dog used to be pretty energetic
Mhm.
back in the day. So like, I have, both of my dogs were energetic. One still is. But as they get older, that dies down. Is Jack a lazy little fella still, or does he get up and move around a little bit?
You know what? The whole time he was there, when he's at my brother's house, when you walk in, he's going nuts,
Okay.
right?
Worse than my dogs?
Uh, yeah.
Wow.
Nowadays, yeah.
Nowadays, but like, okay, but like Remy back in the day, not as bad as that. Because one of my dogs is a nutcase.
Yeah, yeah. Remy would stand up on 2 feet, and I would look up and ask him how
He would
he's.
put his chin on the top of your head.
Yeah. It was like
I take it Jack's not that big.
he's not that big. No,
Okay.
no. He's medium to well, you would say small. I would say medium. Uh, so anyway, yes, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, not allowed on my bed, not allowed on the furniture.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
He's
okay.
not the best listener always,
Sure. I mean, he
but
doesn't speak English, but okay.
but he actually did much better at my house than I thought he would. And he was really calm the whole time. I mean, he never once ran through the house. Just when you walk in, if you're gone for a little bit, he's really excited, but he's just like staying right there and just kind of like putting his paws, like jumping up on you, kind of.
Yeah.
And
Just
that's it.
pawing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's he's just the right size that he's putting his paws up, and you gotta
Watch
turn
the
and
ass.
protect.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. You gotta wear a cup on the way home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, but he laid there, and I was working on my project all weekend anyway, so I wasn't doing anything. And he laid there, and then he'd lay for a while, sleep a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, he'd get up, walk into the other room, look around, all right,
Lay back
come back,
down.
lay down. Yep, found a couple
So
favorite spots.
so it was a good weekend.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too
Let
bad.
me ask you. So when you leave the house, okay, you left the house, you had something that you did. You went to some
Oh
kind
yeah,
of little
I
concert
left a few times.
jig thing that you did, didn't you?
I didn't have him then. No, I went to a concert last Tuesday.
Oh, was that Tuesday? Man,
Yeah.
my things all messed up.
But I did leave.
Okay,
For
so
different
you
things a
had to
couple times.
leave a couple times. Is he a cage dog, or you trust in
That's the thing.
where's it at?
Teddy would go into his
Crate.
crate.
Yeah.
No crate for Jack.
Oh.
They don't have a crate. So
Okay.
or maybe they just don't use one. So yeah. I'm like
Full
the
trust.
first time I'm leaving, I'm like, oh man, he's just gonna be doing whatever he wants.
Yeah. Like you got to make sure you got no food on the table.
And
Right.
he will eat everything he can possibly reach.
Okay, good. So that's like I have one dog like that. Yeah. So you got to make sure there's no food on the table, or at least it's got to be put up high enough for him not to be able to get to.
Yes.
Okay.
I did have
Did you
I
have
did
to
have
learn
doggies
that
on the
lesson?
counter that I had to push back. No, I know.
You already know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
know.
no issue with that then.
Right.
Did we have an issue when we came back?
No.
Good.
No. He was good about holding it. And when he really had to go, he'd come up to me and look at me, like he'd come all the way up to me and
Is
look
the
at me
eyes are yellow?
start
Hey, big dog. Yeah.
start
Waving
wagging
that
his
tail.
tail, like hey,
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah. You don't let me out. It's gonna be bad. Did you walk him on a leash in the backyard? You're fenced in, right?
No.
No, you're not
No
fenced in. No.
Yep.
Is he fenced in his home?
He is electric fenced in.
Oh.
Yes.
Man.
Electric
Okay.
fenced in.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so he was on the leash every time we went out.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you know what he did? The only thing was the first night, I'm like, you're not sleeping in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but boy, does he jump up there on that bed.
So here's the deal. You can say no. But once you start to fall asleep, he's going to come up.
And that's exactly what
Mhm.
happened.
Did you get him one time where he got up there before he fell asleep and give him a little kick?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I pushed him off the first time.
Mhm.
Um, he tried to, he was like ready to jump back up. No, 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 no. So eventually he laid down
Yeah.
on the ground, on the floor. And
Obviously not his favorite.
yeah, but I mean, he was laying on the floor the whole time.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to bed.
He was sleeping though a
He
lot.
was sleeping, but he wasn't going to
Wasn't
bed.
going to bed. And I closed the door to my room so that he wouldn't get up and roam around, and that would distract me and wake me up probably. So you're staying in the room, but you're not allowed on the bed.
Okay. So did you close the door?
I did.
Oh man, like that. So
You're in here.
can I just tell you something, Adam?
Yeah.
It might be time. Might be time to go adopt a little pal.
Yeah.
Might be time. Don't get a brand new one. Get you one about 7 or 8 years old.
14, 15 maybe.
I wouldn't go that old because then the accidents come a little faster.
Oh,
Let's go 7 or 8. They're still healthy.
keep him outside.
49, 56 years old, somewhere in that range. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
He's still got another, 20, 30 good, strong years of holding his bladder and stuff in him.
Okay.
Okay. I would go out. Let's look for what you would call medium size. I'd call small to medium, right? Let's get small to medium sized dog. I think you need a little pal, bud. You're starting to get, I mean, they seem to like you.
I'll tell you what else is he's not a very disciplined dog. But so I took him for a couple of walks,
Okay.
and the first time we're walking and he's pulling as hard as he can out front,
Mhm.
right? And I've seen the dog shows and stuff. And yeah, you pull, you like keep a really tight thing and try to keep him right next to you, right?
And then when he pulls or if he gets too far in front, you just stop.
Yep.
Just stop.
I'll just stop. Yeah, yeah. I kept walking, but I kind of like
Get back
pulled
here.
him back a
Yeah.
little bit. I mean, by halfway through the first walk, he was walking next to me.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, this stuff works.
yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So, and once in a while he'd get excited.
Some of
about
that
something.
too is that he probably was just tired.
Possibly.
Yeah. I always said like
He
my
had
dogs
70.
when my dogs start walking with me and they actually start standing next to me after I do all that crazy stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. But really, in the end, I think they're just
They walk in
out.
the door
Yeah,
and lay down right away.
They're
You're like,
just
"Oh,
tired.
I see."
Maybe he was just tired.
So maybe that was the case. But anyway,
no, that's good. See, you're training dogs.
I'm essentially a dog trainer now.
You're
So
essentially a dog trainer.
513-994-6413. Give me a call. Adam's Dog Training.
That was pretty impressive. Did you just make that number up?
I made that number up.
That
Yeah.
was awesome. That sounded legit.
I've been using numbers a long time.
Well done. Well, I mean, I don't know if I can rattle them off that quick though. 994-7516.
See, there you did it.
I mean, just because I learned, I just learned from the master.
Well, I'm not only a dog trainer, I'm also a guy trainer too.
All right, well, train this guy anytime you want, bud.
Anyway, it worked out okay. He did end up sleeping in my bed both nights because after I fell asleep, he jumped up there and I woke up and he's on there. I'm like, well,
Then you feel bad because you're like, well, you're here now.
I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fight you all night. So
Have you washed everything?
So
since?
I also had another. I put a blanket on the couch, and didn't let him on the couch, but a couple times, and that was like
When you were gone,
when I was gone, I walk in, I see his paws on the blanket. His
he
paw
was on,
marks.
yeah, he was on the couch for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
And once or twice I'm sitting there, working on my schoolwork for a long time, and I think he's sitting like right behind me, and I look over and he's laying on the couch. I'm like, get off the couch. Anyway,
that's good.
but he did much better than I expected.
I love that you are not an animal person and
Right.
you have been watching dogs once or twice a year.
Yeah, Adam's Dog Training and Watching Services. 513-694-7613. Different number this time.
Well done.
I got a couple numbers, so you
Yeah.
can go ahead and try
Yeah.
either
Either
one.
line will work.
It'll work.
Either line will work.
Yep.
Walking pets with Cracker Thug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, yeah, one's for the training services, one's
One
for
for
watching.
watching.
Services.
Right.
So,
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations. I feel like you're a step closer to owning a dog.
okay.
Sure. Right. If there's a step from 0, then maybe it's 0.1.
0.1.
Yeah.
It's 0.1.
0.1.
And the number you have to get to is 70,000.
and you're 42 and you're at
I'm
0.1.
I'm 42 years old.
Oh, good luck with that. Hey, we're in the positive numbers now, though.
If I know that my days are getting down, are dwindling down at the end of my life, maybe the very last day I'll adopt one. What do you think about that?
That sounds terrible. Don't
that
do
bad?
that. That would
Okay.
be horrible. Unless you're buying a dog that's on his deathbed and you want to
Maybe
die
we'll
together.
both.
You guys,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could be like, oh, my best friend,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the greatest joy of my life.
We've shared so
We've
much.
shared so much. I mean, really, death is so
Mostly death.
much.
Yeah. Mostly that's what we've shared.
Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Oh, geez.
All right. I don't know. I watched the dog again, and that's all.
That's awesome. Congratulations on the dog watching.
Yeah. Thanks for congratulating me on that.
I'm just happy for you, bud. I'm happy for you.
Why?
I don't know. I just love every time you have to do something uncomfortable. It makes me happy.
Speaking of that,
Whoa. Tell me about uncomfortableness.
last week, I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible because
Okay,
it can
let's
be a
do it.
long story.
All right.
We are every month at where I work, we have a like a company wide meeting. Everybody.
Yeah. The
Okay.
whole play. How many people? Give me a number. Give me a number. How
Oh,
big's your company?
I mean,
100, 5,000.
probably in our there are like 3 locations where we are, and it's at least 300, 400.
Perfect. Got it. Okay.
So anyway, so we have, I'm trying to remember the name of the thing every month, the name of the meeting. Anyway, I will. But every month it's basically like a state of the company
Right. State of the union.
address or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
And it's, this is what we're doing in sales. We had a record month last year or last week, and this is, so many
And you
percent
had a record month in a week?
we had
That is
it feels like that's what's happening right now. But yeah, no. So anyway, they do that kind of stuff. They just do hey, this is what's going on here, and then there's like they do like spotlight new hires, and then they do like a team spotlight every month. So they
Okay.
just pick a department.
Oh, yes.
They put
Did you guys
everybody's
get-
pictures up.
Did you get spotlighted?
We got spotlighted. So
God.
I didn't know that. And our boss asked our group, she said, will you please go? Will you guys try to go to the meeting in person? Because they have a big one in
Zoom.
person. It's at the building across the street from us.
Mhm.
And we normally do, we use Microsoft Teams, but we get on there
Teams,
and
there
we
you
can
go.
watch it and listen to it. And I never have, I don't have time to go across the street and sit there.
Mhm.
I have to be working. We're too busy. So she's like, will you guys please try to go? I'm already like,
You guys didn't know that you were getting
she was
spotlighted.
trying to keep it from us. We all figured it out before we went.
Sure.
So a couple years ago, my boss gets all of us these matching novelty t-shirts.
Yes.
I think you know where this is going. They say certain things about what we're in the planning department. Everybody gets one that says, like, I get one that says replanner because I constantly am redoing work that I've already done because everything changes so much. And it drives me insane. It's one of the worst things about my job. And so it says replanner, there's master planner, there's new planner, and like,
Sure.
whatever. So somebody gets on the text thread the night before, hey, we should wear our shirts.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we shouldn't. So
Oh, to the meeting or just
to work
today
to the meeting.
or that last week?
Yes, to the meeting.
Okay.
Just about everybody's like, yeah, I'm in. One guy's like, I'll wear it as an undershirt because it's too small. I can't wear it as a normal. So I'm like, but everybody else sounds like they're like, yeah, we're doing it. So I do not like this idea. First of all, wearing a t-shirt, matching t-shirts with everybody else. It says something silly on it. This is a big attention grabber. And it's also very dumb.
Okay.
It's very dumb to me. It's just to me. Other people enjoy it.
Sure.
I feel like you would be into this.
Hey, look at me.
I feel like
I'm definitely a hey, look at me kind of guy.
Well, no, that's not what I mean.
I know 100%. I know who I am.
Okay.
I'm 40 years old, bud. You don't have to sugarcoat it. I know who I am. Hey, look at me. I wear a Speedo on the beach sometimes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing something fun to be silly and funny.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
It's okay. I get it. It's okay. You're not hurting my feelings in any way, shape, or form.
You're saying that.
I know who I am.
I was like, he's not going to be on the same page here because he would be totally into this. Anyway, I'm dreading this, right? So I get up
Yeah.
the next morning and I'm getting ready and I'm like getting really worked up and my anxiety is through the roof, buddy. And I'm like, I don't want to do this at all. All the everybody's gonna be looking at us and asking us about it and all like, oh my God. And I have to go to the meeting in front of everyone. So the whole drive, 45-minute drive to work. I'm like, I can't believe I have to do this. Oh my God. This is the worst thing. I'm gonna be so embarrassed all day. I gotta hide from everybody. And so anyway, we get there. I'm staying at my desk. I have this little corner, which is good, but it's time for the meeting. So we go walk across the street.
Did you guys all walk over together?
We a couple of them were already over there. Four of us walked over together. We all have our stupid shirts
Hey,
on.
look at me.
So we walk in and we walk in like on the side and the back.
Mm-hmm.
That was helpful,
Mm-hmm.
but there's tons of people there.
Sure.
And so I kind of like we slide into a row
Mm-hmm.
on the side, kind of tried to be as inconspicuous as possible. And the meeting start and I'm like, crossing my arms, trying to like hide the fact that I'm wearing the shirt. The meeting starts, it goes through everything. They finally get to that part, and she goes, oh, we're here's the planning team, and it's this person, this person, this person. Our pictures are up there. And I saw them with their shirts on today. It was great. And she goes on and says something nice about our team or whatever. And then the meeting goes on. I was worried that we would have
Nice.
to. I was worried that we'd have to stand up. That they
Okay.
would
Okay.
ask us to stand up.
Okay.
They didn't do that,
Okay.
thank God. But I did see some, especially when she said the shirts,
Head turned.
some heads
Yep.
turned.
They're looking around. Who's got the
Yep,
matching shirts on?
yep.
Hey, where are these rum dums with the matching shirts
So
on?
I'm going like this. I'm going like this when she says that. I'm like trying to not trying to not see the people looking at me because that would make it worse. So anyway, the meeting goes on. It finishes. We get up, and I'm going straight for that door, pal, to go back over to my building.
Absolutely. You got work to do.
And I definitely have work to do. So, I look behind me. Is everybody else coming? One guy's with me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is hanging out, talking it up.
Yep.
I'm like, nope, not sticking around here.
Not me, bub. Not
Went
me.
back. It was just so, and I was like, this is the last time I ever do this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this again.
So this is hard for me.
I know.
All right. So, was it the fact that you felt like you had to wear the shirt that irritated you, or was it the fact that the shirt matched other people and
It was both of those things because it was from two different angles. It was, I'm going to be embarrassed because this is getting attention. And also, if I
so
don't,
that's where this is where I struggle.
I got you.
And that's my struggle point, right? Because in my head, I'm like, was it really that big of a deal? You know what I mean?
Right.
But Aaron has to reel me in all the time. You don't understand everybody's anxieties. You don't understand what some people are easily embarrassed and stuff. And it's like, well, what are you embarrassed of? Everybody's got the same shirt, right? This is a thing for me that's very difficult. That in my age, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to understand everybody's thought processes, feelings, anxieties, whatever, right? It's difficult for me. I still don't get it. Like, to me, like, you were upset on your way to work.
Yes.
Because you had to wear this. Like, for me, it's another day. Like, whatever. You want me to wear something, I'll put it on. It's just a shirt. What, like,
yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Totally get it.
Right? Like, this is like, it's hard for me to catch on to the anxiety side of it, right? Because I have anxiety about things all the time, but it's just different things.
Sure.
And I'm sure there are things that
meaningful things, not stupid things like t-shirts.
But that's not fair either. That's not fair because everybody's, I mean, if it makes you anxious, then it makes you anxious. It's not then it is a real thing. Right. I used to would be like, oh my God, what's wrong with It's no, but if it makes you feel that way, then it is a real thing. So I try not to like just brush it off like that, whatever, dude. That's a silly thing to be upset about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that because I understand that everybody it that it's just different for me. I legit you could be like, hey, let's wear fishnet stockings and a muscle shirt, and I'm like, I'm in. Let's go.
Well, that's next
Next
meeting
year,
in 2 weeks.
fishnet stockings.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we already
but
talked about
but I like it. Like it's clothes. What do I care? What I like? I look like this. I look like whatever. It's easy for me to say whatever to certain things, and it's not
it. Sure,
easy for other people.
of course.
So I I I I feel I don't feel your pain because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
However, I am not going to judge you because of it. I
Thank
think
you.
it is okay for you to be anxious about that. I don't want you to say, "Oh, I know because it's something stupid." No, it is not stupid. If it is if it gives you that kind of feeling,
Yeah.
then it's not dumb. Then it's legit for real for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
Even though it probably just came out of my mouth like I don't care. That's not it at all.
No.
Not that I don't care, but that I don't understand. But what I'm saying is I don't, but I can appreciate. That's the word I'm looking for. I can appreciate how you feel in that situation.
And I appreciate that you can appreciate it.
I feel like there's a lot of appreciation.
The other there is the other side of it though was I had just as much anxiety about what I thought the rest of the group would feel. I created this scenario in my head that if I'm the only one that shows up that doesn't wear the shirt, oh, Grumpy Adams doesn't want to be part of the fun. He's no fun. He doesn't want to be part of the group. He's,
But let me
so
tell you
that's
something.
so I'm worried about that too. And that's what made me do it.
That's what made you do it. So here's the second part of that. There's another thing that's totally different with me.
Mhm.
If I don't want to do something and everybody's doing it, I look at them and go, okay, you guys have fun.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. You could call me out in the middle of the meeting and say, oh, the whole planning team wore a t-shirt except for Chris. He didn't want to wear it. I'd be like, yep, look how dumb they look. That's what I would probably say. I have zero issues with that kind of, but it's a different thing, right? I have issues with other stuff, but that kind of stuff, like be you, dude. Don't fall into just because they're doing it, you feel like you have to. Man,
I was
forget
worried
that
about
stuff.
their opinions of me if I did.
You know what? Have whatever opinion of me you want.
Yeah.
You know what? It ain't gonna. I promise you, whatever opinion they have of you, it would not have changed whether you wore that shirt or not.
Because they do see me as the grumpy Adam that doesn't.
That's fine. Then they're
fun.
So whether you wear that shirt or you don't wear it, it's not changing their mind.
Right.
Because you're either going to be there in a bad mood with that shirt on, or you're not going to have it on, and they're going to think that, oh, there's Grumpy Adam. It's lose-lose for you.
Yeah.
So why take the extra anxiety on? Just have one of the two. Just the one where they think you're Grumpy Adam. Well, they don't like me. At least I'm not wearing that shirt.
That's a great point.
That's all I'm trying to. That's what I just. I'm here for you, brother.
I appreciate that.
You got an issue like this, you give me a call. We'll talk it out before we get there.
Yeah.
And you will not have that shirt on when you go there. I promise.
Well, I promised myself that was the last time I'm doing that.
That's good. You should. That's how it should be.
Now, the next time that comes up, if I'm still there, we'll see how I feel at that time. But yeah, I don't want to have to do that anymore because I think it's just not the matching shirt thing. And listen, if you're watching this or listening to it, you've probably been part of a matching shirt situation before. Especially if you have a family
or play on a sports team.
Well, that's different. That's different. That's when it's supposed to happen, not at work.
At high school.
Yeah. It's the
grade school.
That's the uniform.
That's the uniform. That's true.
We don't have a uniform.
You don't have, that's a big part. That's a good answer to that. That's a uniform. That's something you have to do.
That's right.
This is not something you have to do.
That's right.
So don't do it.
So from now on, I won't.
You should just, I'll have Aaron on all this cricket material back here that nobody can see behind camera. I'll have her make you a shirt just says Grumpy Adam doesn't want to.
Yeah. I just want one that said, I just want one that says like, this is dumb with an arrow.
I
pointing
love
up.
that. That's awesome. And have it pointing in every
Yeah,
direction.
yeah. Even up, even to me.
That's good. I like that.
Anyway, like, I mean, just I do really do have anxiety, and but that was as bad as it was for a while.
Wow.
I mean, it was a rough morning, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you bring a change of clothes?
I didn't. So that was the other thing. I was like,
Come
I
on.
know, but I'm like, well,
Then you could have at least been like, hey, I did it for the meeting. We're good. Peace.
yeah. I didn't. I considered it for sure. Um, but I don't know. I guess I just chose not to. I didn't. I just didn't. I was like, if I have to do it, I
We're
have to do
grown
it.
men, Adam. We're
I
grown
know.
men now. It's time.
Do it. Do what I
I'm
want to
getting
do,
to the
huh?
point now where I don't care to say things to people that I like. Not it's not true. I am definitely I don't say something to people that'll irritate them just because it might be true, right? Like I'm not that kind of person. However, if I don't want to do something, I have no problem telling somebody I just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole place can be doing it. And I was like, I'm out, bud. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I feel
Does
like I
that
could
mean
do
I,
that
does
sometimes.
that mean that I'm not gonna do? I mean, I might still do it, but I have no problem letting you know I don't want to wear this. I don't
Oh,
want to do
I
this.
told everybody at work I did not want to be wearing that
And you
shirt.
still wore it.
I still wore it. Anyway, yeah, but it's over. It's over.
It is.
Life goes on, right?
It is. Is it over?
That part is over.
Okay.
Yes, I'm.
All right.
I'm not wearing this. We don't have to wear the shirts every day or hardly ever. But
Still in your brain though. Still
yeah.
thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get
I talked about it here. I talked about it in therapy yesterday.
it.
Anyway,
what is the answer from the therapist on something like that?
uh,
How much do they
kind of
actually
similar to
give
what you
you
said.
answers? How often do they give you answers and how often do they just listen to you?
It's more okay. So describe how you were feeling. Describe how that made you feel and that
I
kind
mean, I
of
feel
thing.
like you made it pretty clear
We
how you
sort
felt.
through that. Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 It wasn't. There's not really advice normally or anything. It's more. Let's just process whatever it is you want to talk about. Let's process it. Let's figure out. Okay. Maybe it was. So you were feeling that really worked up. Do you what can you do next time, or something like that maybe, but sometimes not even that, just okay, recognize how you feel, and that probably will drive you to make a decision next time that
I couldn't be a therapist because I want to give everybody my thought. Like
me too.
this is how it went. Look, here's what I would have done.
Mhm.
Right? What part of it
I would have
what part did you not like? Yeah, that's the part you change.
you would have made it a half shirt, put it on,
You want me to make you feel
cut
more
the
comfortable?
armpits out,
Yeah,
made it like as
yeah,
noticeable as
yeah.
possible.
Let me cut little strips in it so it looks like
Yeah.
grill it at the end.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like if I was a therapist, I think I would give I'd have to give some advice. I'd have to be like,
Yeah.
I can't just be like, okay, and how did that make you feel?
I've had therapists before who did that. It
Yeah.
was more like, okay, well, it didn't seem that bad, right? So next time you don't have to feel that way,
In
or
the
something.
end, it was in the end, how bad was it? Right.
Right.
Like now you can fix the things in the beginning, but
Mhm.
whether you would have or you wouldn't have, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. I don't know how I would handle. I would love to be I took a psychology class once.
Mm-hmm.
It was my favorite class I ever took in college. Okay. I was in college for a year, I think, a year and a half, maybe. Um, but so I took the psychology class
Intro to
and
psych.
maybe, sure, I guess.
Okay.
It was at the Raymond Walters College. And
Go Raymonds.
had this lady teacher. I don't remember much from this class.
Okay.
Remember two things. There was a story about coffee that some gal killed her husband because he was drinking a ton of coffee and she was trying to get him off. He needed to get off coffee, the doctor said. So she just switched him to decaf 100% and he ended up having a heart attack. And she was supposed to dwindle it down. I don't know how that came into psychology somehow. But the coolest part was she was like, I am going to give you every question and every answer to every test the day before. You can write them down, figure it out. They're not going to be in the same order, but I'm going to give you the answer. And it's open notebook.
Jeez. Okay.
And I always felt like this is some kind of psychological messing with me, man. Like she's messing with me somehow. Only class in college I got 100% A plus in.
Nice.
She gave us every answer and it was open notebook. How do you not do any good in that? Write them down. Write the answer down. Questions there. Found it here. Answer. I swear to God, that first day, I'm looking around at everybody. I'm writing stuff down. I'm like, man, it's the only notes in this notebook right now. Is the ones I'm taking right now. Something she messing with me somehow. This shrink's about to twist my head off. I can feel it. Turns out she was being honest the whole time, man.
I haven't heard shrink in a long time.
Oh, sorry. Is that like calling somebody a midget or something? I don't know what we're allowed to do anymore. I don't know.
I just haven't heard it.
Do therapists get upset when they get called shrinks, you think?
They have the tools, they have the resources to deal with it.
They do. So. They definitely do. They definitely do.
Oh man. All right.
Man, I never thought about that. That's like a derogatory word, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea. No,
Oh man, now you're making me see. Now you got me anxious. I'm about to get canceled.
Yep.
The SSSA, the Silly Shrinks
Society
of America.
Yeah.
There you go. They're gonna come get me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just kind of go away for 6 months or something like that.
Come back.
And then you come
It's all
back
good.
and you do whatever.
There you go.
Okay. We can talk about anything you want, but
So
we could
I got
also-
something I want to talk about real quick.
please.
We're not hockey people.
No.
We had a 3-0 lead for Florida Panthers against the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton comes back and wins 3 straight.
Edmonton Oilers obviously moved from Houston.
Sure. Yeah.
Originally Houston Oilers.
Originally. And then
became the
yeah, when the Texans came, all that kind of stuff. So not the Texans. They went, it was Titans. Yeah. They became Titans, then Edmonton picked up the Oilers.
Yeah.
So Gretzky, back in the Gretzky days.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So first off, did you know that the Stanley Cup has not been won by a Canadian team in over 30 years?
Really?
Yeah. There's not been
that.
a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup in over 30 years.
I feel like I root for the Canadian teams. Like it's
I mean, it's the NHL though. So like
yeah.
everybody that plays in it is from Canada or Russia.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're in the United States or not.
Mhm.
I heard one guy say, if you don't get snow in any point of the year, you should not have a Stanley Cup. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Except
anyway,
Connor McDavid. He's American?
I don't know. I think Connor McDavid might be an Irish fellow.
Is he?
I don't know. I mean,
could be.
Connor and McDavid. I mean, that
Yeah,
dude,
it's an
that's
Irish
as
name.
Irish as it gets.
An Irish name.
And he's a redhead with a beard. The red
Okay.
beard's a little off-putting.
Well,
Scraggly red beard.
yeah.
Come on.
I don't think any of them don't have beards. It's the playoff beard. I mean, it's the tradition in hockey, but
yeah,
because I watched a little, like the end of game
that's
7.
what I was gonna watch. So, did you end up watching any of Game 7? Because it
did.
was a Game 7.
I did.
Did you see any goals?
No.
So it was already 2-1.
It was, and we talked. It was the same night as basically game 3, but the game 7 of the College Baseball World Series too. So I got home and I turned it on, and I ended up watching more of the baseball game, but I was flipping back and forth between the two.
Yeah, this is how much I like hockey. I watched back and forth between the baseball game and WWE Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Yeah. So
listen, if this is the Attitude Era or the 90s or the 80s or 90s,
yeah,
I would have done the same thing.
I'm telling you, but it's still good. It's still good.
Well,
it's only because you're older.
Yeah,
it's only because you're older and you know what's going on.
Yeah,
watching these people fly around and the stuff that I like, God, no thanks. Take a beating.
Oh, you mean in hockey?
No, in wrestling.
Oh,
Okay, you
Oh
jump
yeah.
off of the top ropes, do 2 flips, and land. I don't care if it's a springboarded thing or not, and land on that mat.
I feel like when I stopped watching it a long time ago now, it was getting too it seemed like there was hardly any wrestling anymore and it was all
Yeah.
storyline, come out, do some kind of crazy goofy thing. Some of it was so bad. It was like, oh my
Uh,
gosh. Like the acting was so bad sometimes from some guys and it was some of the ideas were just like, gosh, this is getting really bad.
rough.
So, but anyway, I mean, I'm glad to know that it's good
I
now.
love it. I still love wrestling.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it.
good.
The Wyatt Six, new thing. Keep an eye out for him. The Wyatt Six,
That's it.
scary, scary. Uncle
Mm.
Howdy. Yeah. What's Bray Wyatt's little brother's name?
Gray,
Adam.
Gray Wyatt,
No.
Trey Wyatt,
Anyway, he's the new. He's gonna be the new go-to guy.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. He's the new guy.
Okay.
He's the new guy. Bray Wyatt's a big wrestling family. It's like third generation wrestlers. So
Like the Von Erichs, huh?
that's pretty much just 2 generations because they all died.
Okay, yeah.
Literally all the Von Erichs died except one.
Huh?
There was 4 brothers that ended up wrestling under their dad's thing, and all of them died traumatically,
Well,
except for the one.
they're humans, so yeah, they're gonna die.
Yeah, well, they all died like under the age of 40. Most of them in their 20s.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. The Von Erichs, though. I mean, it was a hell of a wrestling family.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, Mount Rushmore wrestling families. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's a good one.
okay. But you were saying hockey game. How much did you watch?
Okay.
I flipped back and forth and I made sure I picked it up with like 5 or maybe 6 minutes to go.
How did you feel about the pace of play? The way could you keep up with it? Did you know what was going on?
Um, there was an offside penalty. No idea. No idea what that was about. I don't know any of the rules. It is kind of fun to watch them skate around
Mhm.
and pass and
The puck moves so fast.
I mostly can't find the puck.
It's insane how fast it is.
Yeah. If a guy if I see the puck by itself and then a guy picks it up and he skates like a certain way with it, that's why I just watch how the guys are skating and how they're holding their
And
stick.
I could tell if they've got it or
Yeah.
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 It amazes me how often they lose the puck. They lose control.
Yes.
It amazes me.
I mean, they're
Because you see these dudes like in videos and stuff, and they're click, 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 flip, flap, flu, plum, and it's all over the place, and they're flipping it between their legs and on their head and back down, and then slap shotting it.
in
But
ba-
in a game, bud, it ain't so easy.
Yeah. In basketball, you lead the league in steals. You're getting about maybe 3 a game, maybe 2.8 a game.
Yeah.
You're leading the league in steals in hockey. You might be getting 18 a game, 29 a game. I don't know. Yes, but it is just fun to kind of watch sometimes, um, especially in a game like that,
hmm
with that much riding on it. But yeah, I watched the rest of the game, and then at the end, Edmonton pulled their goalie, and that was interesting. There were a couple long shots
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
missed.
You're like,
Yep,
oh. Can I
yep,
tell you back when I had the shots on goal thing going?
yeah.
Remember I was doing the hockey
Oh yeah.
shots on goal? A couple times I watched and I'm like, oh my God, they pulled their goalie. Just hit it that way.
Yeah.
Just hit it over there. Because the only way you get a shot on goal is if it goes in the goal, right? So
Oh,
when there's no goalie, because he can't block one. If the goalie blocks it, it could be offline, but he blocked it. That's a shot on goal.
okay.
When there's no goalie, the only shot on goal is a goal.
Oh, it really?
Mhm.
Even if I mean, if it hits off the side or something, that's not a shot on goal.
I mean, maybe
Goal.
I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. I do know that one time I took the under, and it was at the under, and with 30 seconds left. Uh-oh, what was that?
Scratched out the quote. I wrote
Oh,
down the quote. You said not to quote you on it.
oh, scratch out the quote. Thank you. So I took the under, and they pulled the goalie and scored 2 goals in the last like I don't know, minute and 5 seconds.
Wow.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding. No. So I mean, you're losing by 4. You weren't going to go score some goals all of a sudden in a minute. It's 4-2. I took under 7. Come on, boys.
Look, I mean, that's why you pull the goalie, though. You get an extra guy to try to make something happen on the other end.
It doesn't work.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
seem like it
work.
works.
I don't feel like I've ever seen somebody get a goal when they pulled their goalie.
Really?
I would like to know. I mean, not like I watch hockey, so I don't know, but I would like to know how
That's why
often
you've
that.
never seen that.
That's probably why I've never seen it, but I would like to know how often that actually happens.
Yeah, I have no clue. That is kind
There
of
has to be
interesting.
a stat on it, or else they wouldn't do it.
You think they do like exit velocity and stuff on their shots?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
It's on the that you didn't see it there. It's up in the top.
Oh,
When they hit a shot,
that's
it
not
tells
it.
you how fast it went.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, they got exit velo, slap shot velo.
It's slap shot velo. Um, okay. All right. So yeah, watched. By the way, congratulations to the Florida Panthers. Congratulations to the Tennessee Volunteers who won the College World Series. Congratulations to the Boston Celtics who are NBA champions.
Man, lots of stuff has happened in 2 weeks. For a
Congratulations.
slow time in sports, a lot of stuff happened.
Congratulations to me for watching a dog. Congratulations to JJ Redick for
Yeah,
getting the Lakers job.
the guy asked him a question, and he said, honestly, I just don't give a bleep.
Yeah,
that was a good.
that's the thing. Why is he got to curse so much?
I think that's just who he is.
It is. He and LeBron start getting as soon as one of them says the F word in their podcast that they do together.
Nah, see, I'm not a podcast.
As soon as one of them does,
It's
they
like,
are flying after
oh
them.
man,
Have a little bit of
especially for
of
somebody like
professionalism.
LeBron and like you would think on your like
Yeah.
you know that kids are going to be watching.
It's the studio is always real nice. They're always drinking wine. It seems like a sophisticated thing. They're talking high level IQ basketball stuff, and it's F this and F that, and I'm like, clean that up.
Yeah.
It will be better if you clean that up.
Both very intelligent people
Yeah.
with very good vocabulary. I had a guy tell me one time, there's no reason to cuss, man. When you cuss, it just makes you sound illiterate.
I've thought that for a long time. I feel that way too. It's there's definitely a time and place for it though.
Mhm.
That in the locker room during games, you're gonna cuss 1,000 times, especially when all the intensity going on.
Your brain's not working fast enough to think of the good adjectives. So
Maybe.
or adverbs or whatever they are. So you're just dropping, I'll get the out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Ricky. What kind of call is that?
Yeah. Ricky. Oh boy. Yes. So anyway,
Speaking of getting old,
but congrats. Yeah.
that dude's got to be old as dirt.
I saw him not too long ago.
Seg's still doing it. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay. You know what? We landed on the Lakers. We landed on
Perfect.
JJ Redick and LeBron James, who are now no longer doing a podcast. JJ addressed that question in his press conference.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he said, I'm out of the content business now." So,
Just
but
the coach.
he is LeBron. JJ Redick is LeBron James' coach. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Is he younger than LeBron? Oh no. He just turned 40. He's a little older than LeBron.
Like a year older.
Because LeBron is a year younger than me. I think LeBron's 39 right now.
Yeah.
Is it December? He turns 40 in December.
December 30th or 30, December 30th.
Somewhere at the end of the yeah. I think he turns 40 at the end. So and JJ literally just turned 40 like a week ago or a couple days ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just turned 40.
Because it might have been that day. One of the reporters wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah, because it was literally like a day or two before that.
Okay.
So they're close in age.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah. Hey, as long as all he's got to do is be one day older.
And he's older.
One day. Although I think Joe Mazzulla is younger than what's his face?
Al Horford.
Al Horford.
I believe in that.
I'm pretty sure.
How old is Al Horford?
He's got to be 38, something like that. Probably 37, 38.
How old is Joe Mazzulla?
35, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, really?
NBA champion, head coach, 35 years old.
That's insane. He had a hell of a roster to put out there, though.
Yeah. Those moves they made to get Drew Holiday
Yep.
and Derek White were the
Unbelievable.
big difference. Yeah.
Oh man.
And Kristaps Porzingis.
Kristaps probably ended up being the best part of that whole thing. I mean, he was hurt, but when you watch the end of the year, he was
Oh yeah.
crucial to that team.
Yes.
He was their third best scorer, their second best rebounder.
Mhm.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
He's
Kristaps
7'4" and can shoot.
and is still incredibly athletic after all his injuries.
Yeah.
Like that dude is still the unicorn.
Yeah.
Legit. He's still I think he just came down to earth of okay, this is who I am. Like he's a top 20 nah, he's a top 30 player, 35 player in the NBA.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
The
Top 50?
don't overthink it.
Top 50. I'm overthinking it.
Well,
Top 50.
top 50 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, the people most disappointed in the Celtics winning the championship,
Old guys.
Lakers fans.
Lakers fans. Yeah. Yeah. They just jumped up one ahead.
Yeah. 18 championships for the Celtics now, 17 for the Lakers. So JJ Redick is going to be trying to match that.
Good luck.
That brings us to our Mount Rushmore. The
Okay.
Mount Rushmore of Lakers.
Yeah.
Quite simply.
Quite simply, Mount Rushmore Lakers. It hasn't happened yet. If we were doing this tomorrow, I'd probably say Bronny James, but Bronny hasn't been drafted yet, so I can't do that because they are going to waste. Oof, that's not nice. It's not nice.
Is it
Waste?
accurate?
Mm.
We'll find out.
I
We will
pick.
find out.
There are plenty of second generation NBA players that
yeah.
are really good. Jalen Brunson, right? That people didn't know how good they were going to be, and maybe it took a few years.
Al Horford.
Al Horford, just people that have been around the game their whole life. You've got a different understanding. You got one too. Where these gnats are coming from, man? They're up in my house too. I gotta keep the. I think it's because the kids run in and out of the front door or the back door, and they just don't shut that sliding door all the way.
Sure.
Pisses me off. Anyway, down here in Rum Dum Studios. Adam, you want to start?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Sure. Number one's Magic for me.
That's number one for you.
Number one for me is Magic.
Wow, over Kareem.
Yeah, greatest Laker of all time. Maybe just my favorite Laker of all time, but probably could be greatest. Magic Johnson. I'm going Jerry West. I'm gonna put Jerry West on there.
That's pretty impressive. Because Jeannie Buss didn't even have him in her top five.
What does she know? Going Jerry West. I'm gonna go. This is so hard. Gosh, I'm gonna put Kobe on there. Okay, he won 5 championships, played his whole career with the Lakers. You get an extra little half a point for me if you do that. Magic and Jerry West both did as well, I believe. And then you have the fourth that I have not made a decision on.
Wow.
And it's between. I think
is Shaquille in there?
Shaquille O'Neal is on the list that I wrote down. I was not a fan of his as a player. He's all-time great as a player. People still say he's the most dominant player.
I was just gonna say,
He says that.
I think it's fair to say that he's up there as one of the top 3 most dominant players of their in history. I mean, Bill Russell was as dominant a player as you'll ever see. Wilt Chamberlain was as dominant a player as you'll ever see. Shaq was as dominant a player as you'll ever see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for me to put him on the list. Just because I rooted against the Lakers so much then and rooted for the teams that played against them.
You just don't like Shaq.
I love Shaq now.
Okay.
Love him, Shaq.
So you love Shaq. You
I
like
love Shaq.
Shaq. You just didn't like Shaq as a
I
player?
didn't like him as a player.
What was it about Shaq as a player you didn't like?
I thought he got away with too much.
You thought he got away with too much?
I understand. I know what the argument is.
Oh boy. You ever seen somebody play defense against Shaq?
I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. I just he was equally as allowed to get away with what everybody else was getting away against him. So, um,
I feel like he might disagree with you.
he definitely would disagree with me.
Make a
My
free throw. It's that simple.
my
When he told the story that they brought Brent Barry in there and taught him how to shoot free throws underhanded, and he made like I think he said something like he made like 15 out of 20 or something like that, and was on fire. And they're like, "All right, just give it a try." And he's like, "There is no way." Like he straight up told him, "There ain't no way you'll ever see me do that. I'm just not gonna do it.
yeah
Even though I'm better this way, I'm not going to do it."
yeah.
That kind of stuff.
You
I
know
can
what?
see you not liking about it.
He's a grown man. He should be able to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Even if it makes you better at your job and you don't want people to foul you anymore, make your free throws.
You know what? I think he didn't do it because he was going to be embarrassed by that.
100%. This is awesome. I love all of this.
And
These are great therapeutic takes.
therapeutic is correct.
It's a long form for shrink.
between between Kareem, Elgin Baylor. We briefly spoke about this. Wilt is definitely up there.
Yeah, but as a Laker, I mean,
Yeah.
was he as a Laker though? That was at the
Yeah.
end of his career.
It wasn't really that much at the. It was at the
I
end of his
feel like
career,
he was
but
pretty broke down at that time. Don't get me wrong. I guarantee he dominated because he dominated his entire career. I'm just saying he was better in Philly. He was better.
he was younger for sure. Yeah. Um.
He scored 100 points. At one point in time, he averaged 50 points.
He had 100 points in one game.
No, I'm sorry. That's silly. Nobody could ever do that.
Never heard of that.
Who were we talking about?
Bill
Lambeard?
Chambers. Bill Chambers.
It was Bill
Bill-
Lambeard.
Bill
Bill Lambeard
Laimbeer.
scored 100 points in a game.
I do believe that. Wilt Chamberlain. uh, if you're looking at his total career, he played like what? Okay. Oh, that's the one season. Okay.
Yeah.
13. Wait, what? 13 points a game? That's not right.
What are we looking at here?
All right. So it's well, I was there.
Are you looking at
That's what I
Wilt
was-
Chamberlain or Chamberlain Wilt?
I'm looking at Tom Chambers. Good
Oh,
Let me switch
there
the
it
page.
is.
It's just really slow for some reason. Anyway, I'll find out that information later, and then we'll reconvene at a later date. I'm gonna go because you could say the same thing about Kareem, really. You have
Kareem won
Shaq
an MVP in
in LA.
LA. Did you get your
Shaq,
little stinger?
LeBron. No, that was
Oh,
that was the bug.
doing away the bug again.
Okay, Magic, Jerry West, Kobe, and
See, I don't feel like LeBron belongs on that list.
I don't either. Elgin Baylor.
Going with Elgin.
Yep,
Okay.
Elgin Baylor.
So what do you want to know? How many years he played in LA? His last 6
Yes.
years were in LA.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. His last 5 years were in LA. Sorry.
Okay. So he was 32 when he
And
got there.
of those 5 years, he played 4 years. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he played 4 years. 81 games, 82 games, 82 games. He had a year where he had 12 games.
Yeah.
But his points those year per game were pretty close to his lowest outside of the year before. He was 20 and a half, 27, 20, 14, 13.
Yeah. Oh man. And
Although he did win, he was third in MVP voting. His last 2 years he was third and fourth in MVP voting, which is pretty impressive. But third and fourth doesn't win you an MVP.
won 3 straight.
Won 3 straight MVPs all in Philly.
And another one, his rookie year. He was
his rookie year.
Jeez, Pete. Okay.
Well, he averaged. I mean, there was one year that my favorite thing in the entire world. He averaged 50 points
Mhm.
and 25.7 rebounds and got second in MVP voting. That's the year. You know who won the? I know who won the MVP that year. Do you know who won?
What year was it?
61-62. That was Oscar Robinson's triple double year.
Oscar Robertson. Yeah.
The next year, he averaged 44.8 and 24 rebounds.
Big decline.
Seventh in MVP voting.
Jeez.
I wish it would tell you. Does it tell you?
Wow.
It does tell you. Bill Russell won it. Elgin Baylor was second. Oscar Robinson third. Bob Pettit fourth. Jerry West fifth. Red Kerr sixth. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Listen to this. Bill Russell won it. 16.8 points, 23.6 rebounds. Will Chamberlain, 44.8 points, 24 points. He averaged the most points per game out of all these people and the most rebounds per game. How is he?
Do you see block?
And he's the highest. He had the highest field goal percentage out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have blocks, just why they have all these guys next to each other. How do you not win the MVP?
I'm guessing it had something to do with defense. Like Bill Russell, that's why Bill Russell was so dominant, because he was the best defender in the world.
I don't know, but he
The
he was on
Celtics
the all defense
probably
team
never
twice.
lost that
So
year. No. That's honestly, if that's the way it was, if that's why Bill Russell got it, then that's how MVP voting is supposed to go.
You're probably right. Who is actually the most valuable to the team? Without them, they could not win.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, old boy scoring 45 and 24 rebounds. They ain't winning without him, bub.
Oh yeah,
they ain't winning without him, homeboy. It's not happening.
That's right.
Yeah, that's insane.
All right, I don't know that I mentioned, but I wrote down James Worthy as a conversation piece for that list.
Okay, I like that.
Hall of Famer, 5 championships. Anyway, that's it.
The only thing that changes is I got Kareem.
Okay, Kareem instead of Elgin Baylor.
Instead of Elgin Baylor. Yeah,
good.
Yep,
That's good.
That's the only difference. Only difference.
Totally legit.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing.
Okay.
Second last thing, because you got some kind of good piece of information coming.
No, I'm just pulling up Kareem. I just like to see where Kareem, how many years he was at LA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years.
Oh.
Sorry. He I mean, it's basically just the end of his career that he was there.
His last 13 years. Yeah.
I mean, I don't give him as much because I mean, it's kind of the same as Wilt. Wilt played 5 years, really only 4. They're basically the same as Kareem, I believe is what you said. It's kind of the same. I mean, it's basically the same as Kareem. I said, well, I mean, he just barely played the end of his career there. Well, it's basically the same as Kareem. Kareem won.
They did play the end.
They did. Kareem won 3 MVPs in LA.
Wow.
I don't know how many titles he won in LA, but it was a few. Do we have Finals MVP on here? No, they don't.
They have pairs of goggles worn.
1 per game. It's not bad. 1 PG.
1/PG. Okay. All right. We got
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It just says like other people you might look at, right? EX. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, EX. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. That's greatest of all time. I put Kareem as the greatest player of all time.
Do you? Yeah. Let's start that conversation right now.
Over LeBron, over Michael. Right now. I'm in. You want to go?
No.
I'm ready.
It's got to be 1:30 in the morning, but we have got to talk about Ali Siddiq, because I can't wait for this.
Okay, good. I'm glad you can't wait, because I was gonna make you wait, but I'm not. So last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever we did this last 3 weeks ago, because didn't do one last week. The week before we were gonna do this.
Right.
So 3 weeks ago we watched the first one, The first one was awesome.
Mhm.
This one was an hour and a half. It was a little extended.
And please let me interject real quick, and then you can go. I I got through about half of it and got here, and I'm watching it. I'm trying to cram it in at the end of the couple weeks ago, and you're like, you saw how long and you're like, you're not gonna finish that.
Zero
And
chance.
I was like, it's fine. I've gotten through 45 minutes of it. That's a good chunk.
You had 45 minutes left.
I can right, but I've watched 45 minutes of this guy's comedy special, and I'm like, we can just do it. I can just talk about what I've seen. And you're like, no, 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 we got to do it. You could not have been more right. I had to watch the rest of that.
Yes.
I didn't get to like the most important parts.
Absolutely.
So it's a good thing that we didn't do that. So anyway,
I'll
please.
put straight up. I did not watch it again.
Okay.
I watched it 2 weeks ago. I haven't watched it since. So my brain, you might have to trigger me on some things.
Sure.
One thing I definitely remember is I think I gave the first. What did I give the first one?
That was Domino Effect. You gave it a 4.1
I'm almost gonna be a full point below that
for the second one.
for the second one.
Okay.
A little long. It was. Don't get me wrong. My man's still funny. Like this is a. It's funny. It's a little. I feel like it was drawn out. If I could not, I'm maybe mistaken that it's. First off, this is getting to be. He might be the best storyteller I've ever heard in my life. I'm just gonna put it out there. Maybe the best storytelling comedian in history.
Yeah, it could be.
Dude, it like
I think it's Kareem, but that
I told you we've talked about this before. I wanted to do a comedy special on this guy forever, and you just couldn't get him unless it was all behind a paywall. You had to pay for it. I know this is just saying the same thing over that we talked about before, but every little tidbit, every snippet that you ever heard on any comedy station or anything anywhere was hilarious. And it's legit. He is an unbelievable storyteller. Now, this is like, remember when you told me you thought that somebody told you it was kind of like a one man show?
yeah.
I didn't think that for the first one. The second one kind of felt like we were getting kind of closer to that because it's more like, here's a story of my life. There's some real sad stuff in here. There's some, I mean, like my man was struggling
Oh yeah.
to do it,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like that, it was some tough stuff. His sister and all that stuff that went down, like, woo, it's tough, man. It's
Yep.
tough. And the type of person he became and all, like, some tough stuff in there. But, but, it was not all comedy.
Yeah.
I think that's where I think of it like more like a one man show for this one.
Hmm.
Because not everything dropped back to comedy, right? There was some of it where he just telling you straight up how life was. Now, don't get me wrong, he immediately got back to it. Like he immediately got back to comedy and usually did a great job of it.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't 100% in on the that side of it. Which is the only reason I would bring it down a little bit more.
Okay.
But I'm not saying, dude, watch it. Like I'm not saying don't watch it. You're gonna have to get in and give me some of the tidbits that I didn't write down or that I forgot. But 100% maybe the greatest storyteller of any comic I've ever heard.
Really good. Really good. So you are landing on the
I don't know.
number.
You go just,
Okay.
just we'll talk about it and I'll think about my number again. I have a number that I had in my head
Okay.
that I thought I gave it. I thought I gave it a 3.6, but we'll see how you talk how you talk about it and what jives my numbers up.
Yeah, you're gonna let
All
me
right,
know
write it down
too?
as a 3.6. I remember in my head when I watched it, I said, I'm coming down. I'm going to a 3. I was going to 3.6 felt like a good number.
That's a
Still
half
very
number.
half a number lower. Still a great number. I mean, anything over a 3 is good. If you're over a 4, it's a must watch. Like unbelievable. 3.6, awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Half a ha.
Half.
I wrote down worked at Kroger. I'm pretty sure it was not the
What
one
did
in Dent
no?
that I go to.
What did they call? What did they
Hey
call it?
Roger.
Hey Roger.
Mhm.
Oh, that was so good. I worked
He
at
said
K
it in the
Roger.
hood. I was like, I've been saying that for my whole life. What? I thought that was just
Bro,
a
you live in the hood though.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
a little bit.
plenty of shootings around.
Mhm.
Um, no, he would he had some old school, or maybe it was regional uh I don't colloquialisms or something for what things were called at Kroger. He was a sacker,
A sack of
which means he was a bagger.
I was
And
a sacker.
he came back in with a line of
A
baskets.
lot of baskets. I've heard them
Right?
called baskets many times. I think it's where you're from.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
I hear I've heard baskets quite a bit. When I go into the grocery store and I'm rolling my basket around, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, basket? Is that what you're rolling around?
Basket. There's some other word that I feel like I've heard before a few times too, and I can't think of what it is now. But I mean, obviously, I've only called it a cart my whole life, but
Well, it is a grocery cart.
it is. Um, Talking about his girl T was upper crust,
That
and
upper crust came out like 5 times.
the whole thing
Upper
about meeting
crust.
her parents, I thought that was
Oh, that
pretty
was
good.
so good.
And then that's where the lost thing came
Yeah,
in the first time when
when
they
he got the parent, because he got the parents, right? He
yeah
locked
yeah
them in. When he locked in dad, he was all everything was gonna be good.
yeah
They trusted him with her.
he got some old drug gal to come with him and act like his
Act
mom.
like his mom,
Mhm.
one of his dad's many women, the one that he actually liked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because his real mom was like,
I ain't got no
if
time for this.
if you think I'm gonna waste a Saturday on you,
That
hey, whoa, okay.
was good.
um, he got fired for no reason. The guy accused him of drinking in the bathroom.
Mickey's.
Come to find out,
That
a
was
couple
the
years
as
later,
soon as I heard him telling that story, I was like, that's the dude drinking the Mickey's. Like, yeah, I mean, everybody knows how this is gonna end.
I didn't catch that until he saw
You
the
didn't
guy
you,
later.
oh, I knew
I
that
didn't think
it
that.
was obvious that that was the dude drinking the Mickey's. That's the only reason he fired him right away because he needed a scapegoat.
um, Charles, his guy Charles, that got him on all kinds of trouble. Duck,
Charles been in two now.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
in one and two.
yeah. Um, Getting duct tape and putting in his own trunk. All that was pretty
That
good.
was good. They went back and got it. They found it. He like, hold on a second.
That part might have been the funniest part of the whole
That
thing
was
when he was
awesome.
acting like he was duct
Duct
taping.
tape in it. He legit. That's awesome. For those of you not watching on YouTube, Adam was duct taping with his pen around the microphone. Lost the pen, and it's stuck inside the microphone.
I have something to write down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cool. Now
Uh,
now it hit the
it
flow.
wasn't wasn't stuck as hard as it thought.
No.
Anyway, um,
Yeah, that was
that
good.
was-
That was really good. It was
okay.
his last run. I wouldn't do no more runs. My last
See,
run.
that's the only thing that I thought that might not have been true.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing I was like, you said ahead of time this is the and that's the one that's the of all the runs they went on, all the drugs he sold for 4 years or whatever. That's the or five. That's the one he said, this is it. This is my last, and that's the one he gets arrested for. Spends 15 years in jail. Um, Almost finished. Let's see. Oh, because that's fired again by Johnny Woods was the guy.
Yep.
He's fired again. The guy told him, well, what'd you do? I didn't do anything. And then I forget how it went, but he's like, you're fired again. Let's see. Al Smith's
And I knew it
ID.
was him because he was holding a Mickey.
Yeah. He went to buy a car and had to get this dude Al
Oh,
Smith
Al
to go.
Smith. My man Al Smith is one of the dudes he sold drugs to.
Yeah, yeah. He said, can I see your ID? Oh yeah, it's Al Smith.
Circled his face. Oh,
Just
geez.
he asked for his ID, just said his name and circled his face.
Said, listen, what's it gonna take? Get me in this car without him. Oh, I got the cash.
Let's see. Oh yeah, when he did get arrested, he talked about talked about how he picked up the chair and like knocked over, but he's like, they dragged me back through those woods and hit every single tree or something like that.
He like backed up in that spot, thought he was good, tried to sneak out the back.
Yeah.
I
Oh
like,
man.
you know what I liked? I liked how they brought these people that were in his life back then
Yeah.
and talked to him, and they're
They were the
like,
good
yeah,
people.
yeah, 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 and he's like, yeah, my dad like there's the it was the son of the guy um who knew he was going to be somebody and helped him make his way into comedy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Helped him with his headshots, whatever, first that doing all that kind of stuff. The son who's his accountant now
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, in business partner. But he's on there and he like Ali's telling the story about him in a fur coat being as loud as you can be at a high school football game, buying the whole stadium popcorn or whatever he was doing. And the guy comes on, tells the story the exact same way. Like, yeah, this is how we saw him. This is that first time we introduced him.
And that's when he said that's when he knew I was going to be in the penitentiary. Or
Yeah, that's what he told me. I knew you was gonna be in the penitentiary.
Yeah. And then so the what I started with, the most important part was, I mean, he legitimately cried really, really hard telling the story about his sister, his little
I mean,
sister.
that's I get it though.
Sure, of course. But number
Especially
one,
when you hear how like he told his drug dealing friends, I don't care what we're doing at 2 o'clock, I'm gone.
yes.
I walk her home. We hold hands. I park my car. I drive home, park the car, walk to school so we can walk home.
Right.
That's awesome.
It was
And I believe that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mostly believe that. And but that whole story and the way that he broke down like that on stage, I was like, man, I mean, I was the whole thing, because he's such a great storyteller and because his life was crazy. I'm like riveted the entire time. I'm like
Yeah.
locked on it.
Yeah.
Everything I watch, I'm sitting there and playing on my phone. I miss most of it. I didn't touch my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm staring and listening the whole time to this thing, which says a lot. But that was like, I mean, that was intense,
It was very intense.
intense. And
And there was no comedy that came out of it. It just was what it was.
but he did right away, like after he
Oh,
got,
he immediately got back into it.
yeah.
Sure.
Um, but that was, I'm allowing that to affect the score though for me. So it's
That brought it down?
no,
Oh no, you think
it
that brought
brought it
it
up.
up? Okay.
And here's the other thing is, we know comedians, when you do a special, you've been working on that material for a year, 2 years, 5 years. You've told all of those jokes
Mm-hmm.
1,000
Yeah.
times. How many times did he tell that story on stage before that? Because to break down like that, to cry that, I mean, pouring down his face.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. There are certain things in my life that all I have to do is think about them.
Mhm.
I drive a lot. I'm in the car a lot.
Sure.
Dude, it don't take much.
Sure.
I just
Same.
be driving down and I just have things that just pop in my head and
Yeah.
it brings them in.
Sure.
So I truly believe he probably does tell that 100 times, and I bet 100 out of 100 he breaks down. That's tough.
But I think, if I really do feel like if you tell that same story on stage in front of people so many times,
Becomes second nature, like muscle memory.
yeah, and maybe you
So
even tear up, maybe you know
how
get a
many?
little
So you
glassy
think
eyed.
this is like a something that he saved for the special?
See, I don't know. That's what I
Because
would like to know.
I would like I get where you're coming from because um this is so long.
Mhm.
When he's doing his stuff and he's out, he's not telling, he's doing 20 minutes and he's doing, a story or two and breaking them down. Maybe this is something he saved
Yeah.
and maybe he tried maybe 4 times because you really don't got to get the words right. You're not, there's no comedic timing
Yeah.
in it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yes, sir.
you're basically just saying like, I got the call.
Yeah.
And when we got the call, when I saw her and I saw how she looked and she went to the hospital, and I mean, you just that might just be here. Look, all right, this I'm gonna save it for here.
Mhm.
I know where I'm gonna put it, and I'm just gonna do it.
Could be. That could be. Yeah, that part was interesting to me. I thought about that almost right away. Like, man, like he's breaking down that much. He even like went down to a knee and put his head on the chair and was like paused enough that he had because he would like had to he
Get
had
a
to
towel.
just cry.
Yeah, yeah. He had to get a towel and wipe his face off.
Yeah. And he's like he has the cry, like the hard cry voice that he's still kind of trying to say
Hmm.
the words through and everything. Like, wow, that was I mean, I was just like I was like locked in. So anyway, it was the whole thing front to back was just he's so good at telling stories. The stories are really interesting because they're crazy
Oh,
and it's
100% there. Yeah.
yeah and then and it's like I'm like feeling emotions like especially when he's like when he met the girl and he stopped selling and
Yep.
he was just working and he was like he was doing well in school and all that.
He knew exactly how much money he had left. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
he
It
was
was so funny.
his $13,000 went down to 1,100 or whatever because she's expensive.
You got $250, don't you? I got $780. He knew I had $250. He knew exactly how much.
Yeah,
None of that makes sense unless you watch this, but yeah,
you
just
have to watch it,
so good.
Chris. I gave it a 4.5.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for three.
I know, me
You know
too.
what the cool thing is?
Oh,
I think three is going to be the most funny
really?
because he's in jail now.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say, you
there should
know
be a
that
lot of
he
jail
is gonna
stories.
take for you. I've already heard a bunch of jail stories from him already, and they're the funniest things you've ever heard in your life. And I hope some of them are in this. I hope the heel to toe story is in this. I hope that's in this. I don't know if you've ever heard that one.
I'd have to hear
So
about it
good.
though.
I hope the story where he he was he took his cellmate hostage. I hope that
Oh,
story's in here. I hope that's in here because it is. But they are some of the funniest things you've ever heard in your entire life. When he first goes in, I hope to God he does the heel toe story. I'm telling you right now, it'll be at the beginning because he just got incarcerated.
Mhm.
It'll be at the beginning.
Isn't the title of this something like first day of school? Oh,
Yeah,
it's like a first day of school.
yeah,
I got you.
it's exactly right.
Okay.
I mean, we feel how the first one went to the second one. He just got arrested. The second one is going to the first day of quote unquote school, which is prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
ain't he ain't all of a sudden going to school. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He
Gotcha.
ain't all of a sudden going to school.
Right, because yeah, he graduated by then because or maybe, but because was he 19? He was 18 or 19, I feel.
Yeah, 19 maybe I think is what he said it was.
Okay. Okay. Domino Effect 3, first day of school, something like
It's gonna be
that.
so good.
Yeah.
I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, I think he records this out of prison.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be fun.
nothing but inmates.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a cool twist. All
Yeah,
right.
I think he starts it somehow, if I'm not mistaken, to appreciate y'all being here, even though you didn't have a choice.
All right, okay.
Something to that
Yeah, yeah.
nature. Yeah,
So I just noticed so his last one, number 4, came out a couple weeks ago.
yeah, just came out.
Just noticed 2 hours long.
Is it 2 hours?
Yep. I'm 100% in for it. Just letting you know.
Oh, no, we don't have a choice now. We're all the way in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you've given it over a four, both of them over a four.
I can't wait to see. I gave number 2 4.5. I can't wait to see if this gets any better.
Dude, how long is number three? Did you look at all? I didn't look.
Hour something.
They're all, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I he was one of my favorite comedians, and I never heard an entire special from him.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've heard a couple, like this dude is, I've, I have talked about him for 5 years on this podcast, here and there, about how much I would love to do one of his specials.
Yeah. We're doing 4 of them
And
now.
I'm so happy that it's happening. So happy. And it's not, the best part is we talk all the time about how it can we get excited about something and then it kind of falls on its face. I don't know that I don't know that any of these can be bad.
I thought it would pull right up. There we go. It is hour 17. Doesn't sound too bad after I said 2 hours for the
Nope.
last
And it
one.
was an hour and a half on the one before it, or hour
Yeah.
and 25 or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
This tonight's episode of this podcast is 2 hours,
Longer.
45 minutes.
It's 12:15.
Okay.
We started at probably 10:15 to 10:30.
10:30. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the we're in long enough range.
Okay.
Okay. On that note, we just got to pick a. I have to pick a Mount Rushmore and we'll go. And I think we already said it in the podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Um,
Oh yeah.
Mount Rushmore of wrestling families.
Wrestling families.
Yeah, I mean you've got the Von Erichs, you've got the
Steiners.
Gagnes,
Mhm.
Steiners. Like you consider just brothers as wrestling families. The
Sure.
Harts.
The Hearts. Oh, the Hearts.
When I think of family,
The Hearts are going to be my number one.
when I think of family, I think so not generations.
Do you mean generations? Does there need to be generations for this?
Because if
Brett-
that's the case, then Booker T and his brother were the Harlem Heat. That was his legit
Is that his
brother. Yeah, Bubba Ray was his brother.
Okay.
I don't consider that like a family of wrestling, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's got to
The
be.
Dudley Boys,
I'm gonna say it's got to be.
the Bushwhackers.
I'm gonna say it's got to be a generation. There has to be at least 2 generations
Okay.
for this to be family, right? Father, son, grandpa, grandson,
Okay.
something like that. The Hearts are still going to be number one for you, in case you were wondering.
But his father wrestled or was in the business.
Doesn't matter, either one.
Okay.
Doesn't matter because his dad did wrestle and was a promoter and ran a territory. He did all of it, and in Calgary.
In that case,
Yeah,
I have another one too.
and then Davy Boy Smith,
Davey Boy Smith.
who married Bret Hart's sister.
Mhm.
And then you have Jim the Anvil Neidhart,
Yep.
who, how was that? Did he marry one of the sisters too?
I think so. I
And
think that was a
then-
brother-in-law.
Right now, Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter is a wrestler.
Oh, maybe I heard that.
She's been around
Yeah.
for a while.
Really?
What is her name? Natalia.
Natalia the Anvil Neidhart?
No, it's just
Oh.
Natalia. She has been around for a while.
Oh, I
She's-
call her Natalia the Anvil Neidhart.
That's fine.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's Bret Hart's niece.
Gotcha.
Dude,
Very nice.
that's the family for
Mhm.
sure.
I think,
sure.
did we mention Owen? Owen. Did you say
Well,
Owen?
yeah, Owen for sure. Rest in peace. The
Mhm.
blue, what was he? When he died, he was the blue
Was it
something.
the Blue Meanie?
Is that what it was called?
Was it?
Mm.
He would no, he was well
He
when
was
he
like
died,
a
he
bird,
was- Oh.
and he came out of the rafters.
I thought he was coming out as Owen.
No, he was that stupid bird thing.
Oh.
And he fell out.
I
Everybody
didn't-
knew it was Owen Hart, but they did that stupid thing with him.
Oh.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was one of the stupidest things I ever did. Owen Hart, terrific.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got the McMahons then. You got the
100%. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
count.
you got the Poffos.
Got the Poffos. Really?
His dad, that's why he got into the business.
Randy
his,
Pop? Really?
his dad was his dad was in the wrestling business. He ran whatever one of the territories.
What?
He trained guys. Yep. Yeah.
Man, I've watched so many Randy Savage things and I've never seen anything about his dad.
Really?
I'm going to have to go back and watch some Randy Savage stuff. Don't worry. I'm doing that not because I have to, but because I want to.
I watched the whatever the big was it one of the documentaries.
Biography. I mean,
It
there's
must have been the biography. Yeah, it must have been the biography. Yes. The A&E biography. Right? A&E did all the wrestling
Yeah.
biographies. Yeah.
no, is it any whatever it is? Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that one 2 or 3 times. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
I mean, I literally watch these That's all.
I know.
Like
You
every
watched
week,
way more than I
I
have.
watch. I've watched every behind the or the what do they call those? Dark Side of the
Dark
Ring.
Side of the Ring.
That's awesome, by the way. And Savage is on that. They've got one on Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Ring, crazy,
Mhm.
crazy.
Thanks a lot.
Tales from the Territories.
Yeah.
By the way, Randy Savage, one of the best Tales from the Territories stories out there,
Really?
where they get in a big bar fight. Yeah,
I feel like I've probably
yeah,
heard that. Yeah.
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 And basically, uh, Vern Gagne, who was in basically the guy who ran WCW before it became WCW. He told his dudes like, "Look, you're gonna be at a bar and there's a fight. Do not lose.
Mhm.
Like you literally cannot lose. If you lose, you get fired. You're fired." Randy beat the daylights out of somebody, popped his eye out of socket, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Those guys lived fast lives.
But it was a different world back then, my brother. So fun to listen to the stories, though.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
All right. I think that wraps it up.
There you go. So we've got Mount Rushmore of wrestling families, generations, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Then we have Ali Siddiq, Domino Effect number 3.
Yep.
And until next week, don't forget to turn your headlights on.